I'm participating in a tag swap hosted by Jentaleigh on YouTube. I think her name is Allie. She also has a blog spot, so I'll be posting that blog address and YouTube address below. But anyway, this is my almost completed tag of the Hello Kitty. I'm going to be dyeing some seam binding to match this project. This is the back. It's not quite done yet, but I wanted to go ahead and get the ribbon done for this project to match the dress and flower as much as I could with the Magical Micas by Lindy Stamp Gang. This is the seam binding. It's by Hug Snug. It's 100 yards of it. I purchased it on eBay for about $10 with shipping and everything. Now with 100 yards, that means if you used only a yard per project, that's almost 100 projects. So it's a really good buy, especially when you can dye it to match any of your projects. All of these ribbons cut here will be for all 6 tags that I'm making for this swap. I'll be using the Magical Micas again by Lindy Stamp Gang in Bougainvillea Fuchsia and Bachelor Button Blue. I chose these dark, vibrant colors because when you start dyeing fabric, it may fade slightly due to water and being absorbed into the fabric themselves. So first, I just cut the lengths that I wanted to use for my project in both the fuchsia and also for the blue. So the first thing that I like to do is get a mini mister, fill it with water, and then just spray all of these ribbons. It starts to curl a little bit, and that's nice because you also get the wrinkle effect when you're finished with the project. Then I just grab them all and scrunch them real tight in my hand. That way they start getting the crinkled effect. I'll spray it with a little bit more water and then start working on my pool of color with the Magical Micas. I start by spraying my mat with just a little bit of water. Then I just use the tip of my tweezer into this fuchsia Magical Micas. That is all it takes to do all 6 strips of that ribbon, a very, very small amount. The reason why I prefer to use Lindy Stamp Gang Magical Micas for this to dye my ribbon is because it helps me have more control on how dark or light I'd like the ribbon to be. The fuchsia I made a lot darker, whereas the blue I was able to make it more variegated, with some areas darker, whereas other areas still have the white. So to complete the tag, I added an eyelet from We Are Memory Keepers. I also put through the ribbon from the fuchsia and also one of the ribbons from the Bachelor Button Blue. I wanted to keep it very simple, so I tied a knot at the top so that it can be hung. That way it doesn't take away from the flower on the front. This background is all dyed with Lindy Stamp Gang products. The background is misted with that Bougainvillea fuchsia. Then the embossing is all done with the Lindy Stamp Gang embossing products. I'll post that tutorial very shortly. Thanks for watching.